I am muted again. Trying to turn down the noise from the neighbors, and then bam, there you go, guys. All right, we're set. Good morning. Good morning. I was telling you how taco flavored coffee is just, as much as I enjoy Taco Tuesday, is a no-go for me. Hello, Sven. Hello, Farmer. Hello, K-Crest Hoops. Romy, what is up? Linda. Hello, Marine Sergeant. Mary, Constitutional Warrior, always a pleasure. Gecko Fred, it's good to see you this morning. How's your mom? Hello, Kim Marie. Oh, wow, you just went screaming past, Kim. Georgia Whippoorwill. J-Bone. If you don't know who J-Bone is the older brother of T-Bone. Hello, Miss Linda. Chili Philly, you did indeed miss me saying hello to you. You were like one of the first. Flying Squirrel. Hello, Young at Heart. How did you ever have taco taste? I don't. That's a good question. I don't know. I've had some very interesting sauces made with a touch of coffee bean in it. I might have to work on something that would be acceptable for a taco. I got to think on this one. What flavors? I do enjoy making sauces, guys. Back in the old restaurant days, the old that was probably one of my favorite things to do was saute and sauces. Make good gravy. Hello, Terry. Let's see. The PPN show at 9 last night was over the top, especially Alex doing God's work talk at the end. I did not see it. You guys will have to chat about it. Junior brother. Hello, Asher. Hello, Turd Ferg. Just me, the Twitch. I am, let's see, coffee tastes good. Wait, some mole. Yeah, in a mole sauce. See, that is kind of where I was thinking and going, Desert Sky. Was like similar to a mole sauce or whatever you would make with your enchiladas. Yes, I enjoy cooking. Hello, Scoba. Hello, She Will. Unfortunately, She Will happens to be in a relationship with He Won't. But look, I'm here all week, guys. Speaking of being here all week, boom. All right, let's get into that one. Celebrities are taking advantage of the hottest diet trend of 2023 called Keto 2.0. Before big movie roles, celebrities now often either follow a Keto 2.0 diet or take advantage of Keto 2.0 supplements. The easiest way to get in on the Keto 2.0 trend, elevate ketones, and support weight management is with this amazing keto mix. This powder supports elevated ketone levels in your body, which in turn supports weight management, appetite management, and healthy metabolism. Order this amazing keto mix today to get a bundle of benefits, including 51% off by using my link down in the description below by clicking the More button or by visiting ketowithmarkz.com before this special offer ends. Enjoy it. Joanne Wells, I'm glad you finally made it on time. That first time I tried to make gravy, I couldn't even sling it off the spoon. I think like the first mistake everybody makes when they're making gravy is either they're not going to start with a really stout roux or they're going to use cornstarch and they're going to put it in the mix when the mix is already hot. I can give you guys some gravy making hacks if you want. Hello, Jay and Amy. Thank you for the amazing, amazing work you did. Guys, Jay pulled this one together on the fly for us. Fellow Patriot Business Links, uniting American businesses and consumers for a prosperous future. And they have a place where you can sign up. Right now, we're trying to get just in Medicaid, Medicare, insurance plans, folks there. We want to expand it as time goes just to create that parallel economy, create that, hey, would you rather spend within your own community if it's similar dollars or the same dollars or less, better yet? Sawmill gravy. Yum. Richard Wright. Ooh. Oh. Yep. That chip beef gravy for on a toast or sausage gravy. So yeah, I'm with you. Hello, Deep State. How to make gravy? Get a Southern grandma to do it. Problem solved. That fixes it. You can't argue with that one. Rhonda, thank you for that one, man. We got banks collapsing everywhere. If you haven't gone and gotten your silver bars and you were planning on it, now might be the time. The news coming out over the next day or two is going to be interesting. What's these? The odds? Cornstarch doesn't make the sauce into gravy like flour and butter. Butter solves many of the world's problems too, much like chocolate. Yes, just don't use that fake margarine. That is a perversion of nature. It's plastic. Use real butter. No, I'm not a doctor or nutritionist, but I eat like one. And I did stay at Holiday Inn Express once. Hello, K Kitty. Make my own sausage with turkey. Ugh. You'll have to convince me. Let's see. Fiery Leo, it is good to see you. Surprised you made it this morning, but after a couple of generations, Grandma will have been the first one to be lazy and let Grandma. No, wait a minute. Is your mom going to make the gravy? Are you telling us you can't make gravy? One molecule away from plastic. Beautiful misunderstanding. Exactly. And there's no misunderstanding about that with margarine. Aspiring alchemist. I love it. You would be correct as well. Seed oils are bad. Okay. Butter is gold, right? Margarine's a death wish. We had a whole generation, which would have been my grandfather's generation or the greatest generation as they were getting older. And all the marketing, their doctors said, hey, heck, think about this, guys. You go back to the 50s and 60s. Your doctors told you which cigarette brand was preferred by doctors for pregnant women or lactating women even. You look throughout recent history, not even like way back in the dark ages, doctors often get things extremely wrong. Heck, we got one of those stories later today about Fauci. Bologna gravy. Never heard of that one. Sunday sauce. That's a good thing to call. I have not received mine. I'm so jealous because I was like, no, get everybody else sent first. Yamaha Chop received my Mark Seat bars yesterday. Speaking of metals, and you guys do know that I do love Miles Franklin if you're looking for physical. An easy option for you guys if you are just looking to move a 401k, etc. An old IRA. Miles Franklin does do a solid job. Make certain I get into this one. Did you know that Bank of America is saying gold will go to 2,200 this year, an all-time high? Invest in a gold IRA with Noble Gold Investments today and take advantage of this rare opportunity to secure your retirement savings with the experts at Noble Gold Investments. You can ride the wave of gold's historic rise to financial security. This month, they're offering a solid silver 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin with every qualifying precious metal IRA or 401k rollover. You can't go wrong with Noble Gold Investments. Hurry and go to markzeekgold.com to secure your wealth bag of free 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin if you qualify. markzeekgold.com. All right, now I'm ready. Beef gravy with mushrooms on steak. I like it made with the mushrooms. I like leaving them bigger. I don't like the texture of the mushrooms, so I toss them. I don't know. I'm weird. God knows I'm weird. I don't know how my mother survived me. Jan, isn't that the great question? When is Nasera happening? My grandmother had one. She didn't often cook with it, but she always had it there. Jayma, can we hide from the white hats yet? We're going to have to hide. Let's see. Satibo, please explain. If Iraq cannot be compliant, if market rate more than 2, okay, I don't understand this question at all. Must remain at 2%. Okay, I have no clue what you are talking about at all. Like zilch, zero. I'm guessing you're reading what somebody put on a board. Steve, I would ask whoever put that on the board and quiz them directly, because none of that made any even kind of sort of sense to me. I had bacon grease, the beans, and fry it. All right, let's just keep running. Where are we at time-wise? You guys, have you done your ads yet? You had to have done your ads. They can't be this late. Yeah, good fat is good for the body. Yes, it does. You just don't want to superheat your fats that bad. All right, now let's do this math. Don Teasy brings a good one. Then we're going to dive into the news after Don Teasy does. I do this one because this is really something you all need to know how to do. So in order to do the math that that he's bringing up here, when you look at it, because you look at a rate like right now, it's 1,300. So to figure out if it moved to 551 dinar for $1 US, you got to kind of look at this backwards. So what you would do to make the math easy for you guys to understand, the easiest way I have found to do it is to take 1 million, because most people that bought dinar bought 1 million at a time. And you would just divide that one by 551, which would give you, wait a minute, Mark. I may have just done some bad math myself. Let me rethink. Let me do this and then say it. All right. Sorry about the in between there. Okay, I need you to stop. Let's see. All right, my phone's sending me like millions of messages right now. That gives us a rate of point. Okay, I need my phone to shut. Everybody, stop texting and emailing. And you've got 250,000. All right, guys, my math is totally screwed. Let me do the news and think on that one. I had this all figured out. I've been doing this math forever, and now suddenly my brain doesn't want to work. Or, ooh, boy, I think I messed that one up. So, yeah, I'm going to do that in a minute. I'm getting distracted. Let's stay on it. I'm having a tough time. I don't know how I got the shoes on this morning. Hello, Mark Wriggles. Yeah, I was going to divide it. I don't see any glitches. It's a big boy. I see great progress. I see Iraq pushing us forward no matter what, forcing a global reset. The problem is we're in a bigger hurry than they are. Just divide the dinar by the rate. All right, Don Teasy, divide 250 by 551. You get about $454. So if you did 4 times that, all right, this is making sense here. So if you did that, then you would end up with 1 million of it would cost 4 times that. So that'd be $1,900 as opposed to the 800 or 900 that it is now. All right, thank you for helping with the math, because my brain was just locking up, and we got a lot to cover today. So let's dive into the news time. We're going to start with Militiaman just giving a recap of everything going on. It's almost like taking my news articles from 4 or 5 days and putting them in one. It is awfully convenient to hear it done this way. Just talking about the progress they've made from banking to infrastructure to whatever coming out of the central bank. We have a statement out of the central bank letting us know everything they're doing to invest into the Iraqi people, from homes to small businesses. And now I do like this one. This is something the U.S. government needs to learn from. All right. He stressed the continuation of financing small and medium enterprises within the $4 trillion dinar initiative, according to the remaining allocation, with the amount not exceeding 50 million dinars for each loan for a maximum period of 5 years. Think about this one. I mean, that's not much. You talk about 50 million dinars. You're trying to open a business, a small to medium-sized business, on 50 million dinar. I mean, you're talking, anybody want to do that math? you're talking about 50 grand tops, and that's a medium size. They must be planning on a change of rate of the dinar, in my opinion, here. But that they are investing in small to medium enterprises. This is something that the U.S. needs to learn from and do. Because we're not doing it. We need to do the same investment in small and medium-sized manufacturers, especially not service industry. I'm talking about we've got to get back to building things and making things, and Iraq is clearly showing how you do that. Also, in the bottom part of the real estate market with loans for houses as well, they are investing in their people. Their CBI is investing in their people. We have a couple of really great ones in here, links that two different ones of you guys have found for me. This one does a great FX top. I will keep this link in there, and I did it. This is going back into the from 1960 to 1990, the value of the Iraqi dinar. It was as high as $4, well, $4.04 roughly, compared to the US dollar back here in the very late 80s, early 90s. And you see it bouncing. The Iraqi war bounced back up, and then it craters. Once all the sanctions go against it with Kuwait. But pay attention to this, because every time they have revalued their currency, when they have done these spikes over the years, they have not just dropped zeros. The value changes. You come out ahead, you come out behind. They don't just drop zeros and print new bills. They've never done that. And they have changed values a number of times, significantly 3 times in the last 100 years. Similar to the price change that we are looking for right now. We have historic precedents. That's one of the things I loved about this, when you can put in different dates and look at the value for it over those dates. Just for those that want to do more of a deep dive. Also, if you want to look at this as just from an investor's perspective, just this year alone, your dinar investment is up 11.42% in your currency. Up 11.42%. You show me, how many of your market makers out there are up 11.42% this year? All right, for all you trolls out there, we're kicking your butt. Quite literally, financially kicking your butt. Even though it doesn't feel great to be us, we are kicking your butt. All right. I paid for dinar what the dinar is now worth in US dollars. Yeah, depending on what you paid, a lot of the resellers have had such a margin that you're just now above what it would cost at the bank. All right, now let's keep running. Ooh, actually, let's stop there, because that is the biggest part of the RV Directly news. I am still waiting for an update from my T1 to find out if they get released of their funds. Like I told you guys last night, I will not know until sometime around lunch is the expectation, if they have or haven't. If they have, I'll post. I'll put it on Twitter. I'll put it on Truth. I'll put it in Telegram. If they haven't, we'll talk about it tonight. Bond side, I'm in the same boat with that one. I have a few bond people that are expecting liquidity today, and I hope to have some results. I don't have anybody in Europe with liquidity yet, but we've got a couple of bond deals that are taking place in South America and here in North America. So hopefully I will get some updates for those today as well. No news on your CMKX front. I can probably get ahead of the questions. No, I've not heard anything on the Bolivar specifically. And now I'm back to you, and we got a lot of banking stuff to get through. And I get to turn off the banner. Let's go. Let's go. The market, happy Tuesday. I heard Janet Yellen say there will be no more fiat by June 1st. Does that mean we'll RV before then? You'd have to find that statement. Janet Yellen speaks out of both sides of her butt cheeks right now. Ooh, so gonna get spanked by YouTube for that one. Uh-huh. Oh, that one's fun. Another, ooh, just for you trolls, I want to say this right now. Looks like many of you guys are going to be, if you want back in the room, we know it's taking a while. You can keep your over-the-top negative comments to yourself, or find a way to politely put your frustration because I am going to have fun just drop kicking you, not saying twice. And when you ask to jump back in, I'm just going to ignore the email just to give you a heads up. All right, let's keep it down to 80. We all know. So bond people don't need Mr. C. They're different pots of money, but they are expected to go at the same time, Marty. Mr. C, no, he has not gotten paid. We were texting, B win song. They blocked me for a week, but now they're telling me I get to come back on Wednesday, 2 weeks after, even though I was removed for 1 week. But we're on YouTube right now. You just don't know where to find us. Both sides of her face. Daniel, right? Same thing. Janet also said the U.S. would be out of funds in June, which is maybe they're trying to rush their central bank digital currency for their modern monetary theory that doesn't work. Dow down now 310. There's a lot coming, guys. I got to keep running with it because there is a lot. Today, there are so many balls in the air being juggled right now. D. Woody, what will be my favorite car that you're going to buy? I want a 72 convertible Vet. That is has always been my dream Vet. I love the old C1s. I appreciate the split window C2. But I have always had a thing for that 72 convertible. Why the 72? Looks just like the 71. Similar to the 69. The 69 had the shark grills instead of the grids. Had rubber body mounts, and I worked in a body shop, Craven Automotive, through high school, and I would come back and help in summers, some even in college. 72 didn't crack as much. It had rubber body mounts. It had that lovely chrome split bumper on the back, the built-in spoiler and the fiberglass on the back. The front still had a pretty chrome front bumper. I love the 72 convertible. I want one. That's going to be my RV present to myself. Walter, I appreciate you. There was a total sidetrack. Now let's get back to it because we got a lot to cover. A whole heck of a lot to cover. Wall Street. We've had one, yes. But what about a second bank failure? The week's young. It's only Tuesday. Is PacWest Bank Corp the next regional bank to watch implode? We are waiting for the Jim Cramer endorsement to confirm it. Yes, Jim. Anytime Jim Cramer says they're in good shape, then they fail within a few short weeks or days. And his record this year has been spot on. He hasn't missed one yet, which kind of reminds me of J.P. Morgan. CEO says system is very, very sound after second largest bank in the U.S. banking history. Well, after second largest U.S. bank failure in history just occurs like yesterday. It beat the last bank implosion. But here we go. We talked about this one yesterday, and it hit the markets this morning. They figured it out overnight, down 68.92%, down 23 on the year. You can see right here, just cratering. Is it going to be the next one that falls out? Great timing, right? And then the Wall Street Journal. The air has come out of the dollar. Decade-long rally leaves the U.S. currency as much as 15% overvalued, according to Goldman Sachs. I want to do some math for you guys because this is pretty important. Let's see. PacWest hit 646 and stopped. I think they froze trading on it. That was my understanding that we would see a series of freezes on their trading today on PacWest. Watch this one play out. But let's get back into this one. The U.S. dollar now being over 15% overvalued. Andy Schegman told you this was going to happen. The dollar started running back to the U.S. as everybody started de-dollarizing. This number is going to continue to increase. We will see this fall out. It will feel like inflation, and you can argue there's not going to be much difference. But what you have are a number of things happening at one time. You have inflation around the world. You've got the cost of goods and commodities, natural resources going up. At the same time, you have the value of your dollar coming down. What it's going to mean to the average working class American is that the difference between January 20th of 2020, when Joe Biden took office, is just by today, you'll have lost, we've lost about 20% in inflation already. Arguably more, some will argue less because they've changed the definition of it. But let's just go with like an in between. Let's just split the hairs here at 20%. Then you add a 15% reduction. We haven't even gotten into the next 2 years worth of inflation for the Biden administration, which is on target to cost us, at least on the most conservative side, another 10%. So let's think about that one. We're now sitting by the end of his administration, his first term, you'll have about 30% of the value of your money gone from inflation. Then you're going to add about 15% from all the money coming back, or the devaluation of the dollar because it was too high. So, I mean, think about that, 45%. This is being conservative. Your value of your money will drop nearly in half in 4 years. It usually takes decades and decades for that to occur, and they will have managed to do it in 4 years. That is, I mean, that's record. I mean, he literally, he told every previous president that has been there during a collapse and said, hold my Bud Light. I can do a better job screwing you all in the rear. I mean, unreal. Gold back over 2K an ounce. It's been crazy, and it's going to stay that way. This is the collapse we have coming without a reset. That is what forces it. Let's see. Markets expect one last Fed rate hike. Beware, this just happened in Australia. They raised theirs. The market has imploded throughout the day in Australia, guys. If you've not been keeping up with worldwide markets, that's part of why ours is down now. They did not think theirs was going up. They continue to go up because inflation continues to go up, especially the PPI. It's costing more for everything. And they're trying to warn folks. All right. Your thoughts? Bernie Sanders, government should confiscate all wealth over $999 million. Well, just as a quick bit of math here for you, Burns, the Burnster, the Bernite. Just give it another, maybe Joe wins another term. And that 990 million, I mean, your local barber is going to have 990 million because it's going to be worthless. And where do you just pick a number? 999 million. Nobody needs more than that. 990 million in today's dollars would be like pennies compared to what some of the giants of 100 years ago had. But this is the mentality that we just confiscate your wealth. You don't need it. We're just going to take it from you and give it to somebody else. It's pretty Robin Hood-esque, in my opinion, on their front. Are we back to math? We're going to do more math. I don't know why my brain just collapsed earlier, but it did. It happens. Not enough coffee yet. GOP representative changes his identity to a woman of color. Liberal outrage ensues. He now says he's a American Indian female, but fortunately, he is still attracted to women. So he now, because of that, he identifies as LGBTQ, making him the first lesbian councilwoman ever elected to council. Totally a bit of a stunt, but you should hear the news story on it. The local news covering it comes out as a woman of color. And of course, the left very upset with him. The right thinks it is pretty funny. To me, it just clearly shows the insanity of it all right now. All right, let's keep going. Woke bar loses customers defending Bud Light transgender ad campaign. This is where woke meets the wallet. The backlash over Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney. The bar threw out anybody that said anything critical of not drinking Bud Light, or if one of their customers, or if anybody, you weren't allowed to because that was hateful. I think the terminology, let's make certain we get this: intolerant. They would not tolerate the intolerant, which by definition is intolerant. But I'm bigoted as well because I don't like bigots. So therefore, by definition, right? But you get where I'm going with that conversation. And they would like to thank all the new customers they got for taking this stance. But they still need more customers because their sales are way off. this is the gaslighting part. Everybody thinks that the woke crowd is larger and then we're in the minority, but that is not true in any way. We are the overwhelming majority. We just have not screamed as hard. And now that we have started screaming by not spending our dollars, now they're really upset. A good example of this is the kid that pitches the fit and the parent that tries to mollify him while they're pitching the fit. They're on the floor of Walmart because they couldn't get the stuffed animal, they couldn't get the gummy worms, they couldn't get whatever it is, pitching a fit down there, just wailing, screaming. And we've continued to give in, and give in, and they've just made more and more demands. Fortunately, I had a good role model as a mother. If I would have tried that, she would have fixed it for me. She would have picked me up, put my hand over her mouth, carried me like a sack, took me right outside, given me an attitude adjustment, and I would have come in and I've been very well behaved. And obviously, this has not happened to many of those. We've got to quit giving in to the tantrums. We've just got to ignore them. Let them have their little tantrums. Doesn't matter. It's a conversation not worth having. We won't remember the conversation other than look back and laugh at this whole woke period in 5 to 10 years. And one last to cover, and then we're just going to have fun hanging out and answering questions until the Twinkie, the better half of the twins, joins us to talk health after we wrap up this morning. Why are so many COVID authoritarians suddenly shifting their narrative? They are all jumping ship on Fauci's freeways. The Kuwait, I love this one. One of my favorite here. Fauci is a figure with a controversial career in virology and medicine, and the key official best known for spreading false claims that created nationwide hysteria over HIV/AIDS. Now suddenly these same people are remembering, oh, wait, I remember that now. So they have started jumping ship left and right. Just hearing some of the comments from the folks, no, we never thought that. We never thought that. We never did that. When they did, of course. American Teachers Association president trying to separate from them, getting fact-checked left and right. It goes on and on and on. Yeah, new Justin Trudeau claims they never forced anyone to get it. How many of you Canadians in here agree with the statement from Justin Trudeau? Did you ever feel forced, coerced, pushed against your will, threatened? Perhaps your job, your bank account, your children, your livelihood, any of those things that any of you guys? Because as far as Justin's concerned, he never pushed you on any of those things. Marcus down 486. It's going to be a tough one. Now I'm going to sit here and read some of you all's comments. Now that I've talked myself into oblivion. Let's see. Diamond for you. Zimbabwe has 132,000 tons of gold in the ground. As some say that equals 520. Holy crap, trillion. Wow. And some don't think they have the money to pay out those bonds. Zimbabwe also has some of the largest copper reserves in the world too. Diamond for you. And there's a lot of rare earth minerals that go with it. Palladium, platinum. Trudy has mental issues. Judy, are you effing crazy? Pushed absolutely did. Liars, liars, pants on fire, Justin, shame on shame. And why is the mainstream press not calling them out for this one? You would think that the mainstream press would be screaming at the top of their lungs. Social laws in Canada. This is the Titanic going down. Hello, Joe Miller. Ooh, some of these comments I have to not mention. Hey, Mark, what's the definition of gaslighting? That one's awfully an easy one. Shall I look it up for you? But in a nutshell, they're trying to convince you that it is always your fault when it's actually their fault. Similar to the cheating spouse always wanting to go through your phone because they say you're cheating, blaming you for their behavior. Usually it happens at the, you become the target of a psychopath, someone that is absolutely narcissistic and psychopathic about themselves, and they try to gaslight you and get you to think that 2 plus 2 equals 5 instead of 4. WT Brittany, you haven't been mad in a while. Can we talk about handlers again? That would be fun, right? No, I'm with you. I don't care, guys. I do not care what your sexual proclivities are. I do not care. It doesn't matter to me at all, as long as you leave children alone and you're with a consenting adult in a consenting way. I'm, the judgment. I'm not going to judge you. I'll leave that for God to judge you. That's just not my gig. I don't believe I have the right. And I mean, just you be you. I don't care. Just don't push it down my throat. Fubar, just carry the one. This is modern math here for you guys. Just carry the one. 2 plus 2 equals 5. Yeah, and honestly, if you want to dress like a lady, if you're a guy, if you want to dress like, I don't care. I really don't care about that either. Um, I don't want a, I wouldn't want a stripper, a female stripper in a G-string reading to my kids. So of course I don't want a guy in a G-string reading to my kids either, or my grandkids or whatever someday. So that one, I mean, I got no problem. If you want to have a drag show, go a drag show. Just don't push it on my kids. It really doesn't matter to me, these things. If your name is Bob and you want to be called Brenda, great. I'd be glad to call you about whatever name you want to use. I'm not going to change pronouns and pretend you are not what you are, though. I'll be respectful. I'll call you by your name. I mean, I had a female dog called Roger. I had no problem calling Roger Roger. Yeah, my son Zester named the dog. He said it could be a girly, but it was getting a boy's name because he wanted a boy dog. Something wrong with that image. Just Grumpy, thanks for the Dow update. Sarah, gaslight is a process by which one individually psychologically manipulates another into questioning objective reality. Personally, I consider it mental rape. Sarah, that's a great way of looking, at it. Of course, largely in today's society, we can blank. Don't remember what the resolution number was. The Obama administration passed it. It allowed propaganda to once again be legal to use on American citizens. It was made illegal, I think, back in 1948, post World War II propaganda, the ups, the downs, the whole thing. I think it was 48. I don't have the history in front of me or the exact figures, guys. Feel free to do a deep. Matter of fact, I pray and hope you do a deep dive on it and straighten me out on dates. But during the Obama administration, it became legal again. I mean, they were doing it during the Bush Jr. administration. Heck, they've been doing it on and off nonstop. I mean, we can look at Operation Northwood. Was it Operation Northwoods? I think it was Operation Northwoods, where the CIA was putting out propaganda to try to get us whipped up for war against Cuba, for a proxy war, trying to convince us that everything bad happening in the States was those damn Cubans. Wonder how much trouble I've gotten into. Yep. I hear a lot of you guys, we probably should rein things in so we don't get banned. Yeah, Dazo, Obama legalized propaganda while also pointing out fake news. Isn't that interesting? Guys, that's the perfect narcissist. That's the perfect psychopath for you. That's a great example. I mean, that's a phenomenal example of gaslighting. They are pointing out misinformation or calling it misinformation while they are legalizing their own misinformation or propaganda. So they're claiming we are doing exactly what they're doing. They're trying to gaslight us into being quiet. Not going to happen. All right, I got to pull it in because you need me to be here for the RV. One, Captain, I do not believe Biden has to be out of office for this to go. I believe they will remove him at the time. I've always, always, always been told it doesn't matter who the president is at the time of this thing, that they will remove them. So if they don't, and he still is, and we get an RV, that means that we don't have a complete reset or gold back money, and we're going to need to be very efficient with what we do with their dollars. Tammy, thank you for that one. Yeah, just trust the fundamentals, guys. You're seeing it play out in front of you right now. Militiaman talking about them, Central Bank of Iraq talking about them, history telling us to expect the rate change. We've already seen a solid change in values throughout the year. It will continue. Even mainstream media now noticing and pointing out bank failures. PacWest on the way. Just follow the fundamentals. Fundamentals will tell you guys we are narrowing in on this one yet. Not narrowing in on this one now. UFO Wisconsin. Yeah, Biden's not really sure he's there or in office. Casey and the Sunshot, Surviving Narcissism with Les Carter. We have to rewrite that one for Surviving a Narcissistic Government. Can we do that? Laura says, Mark, a lot of truthers are saying that we won't get to exchange your currency until after emergency broadcast. If that doesn't make sense to me, because then we'd be in lockdown. Let me tell you how it's been explained to me, Laura, that when we make our appointments, we will be given a digital, a printed, etc. We will be put on a free to travel. So even if there's lockdowns, they could use that as a cover for us to safely go and come back. The reality is they need our money. They need us to exchange. So they will figure out how to get you wherever you need to exchange. And I'm seeing a lot of questions that I already answered in the first few minutes. So I'm just going to leave those in the first few minutes. So if I ignore your questions over and over and over again, no matter how often you put them in there, it's because we already answered it. Silvershire, second week watching the stream. Love these morning meetings. Silvershire, we are glad to have you here. And a lot of people are going to want to live in your shire, wherever there's silver and real money. I am reading through, enjoying some of the comments. Spend a little time with you guys. Wasn't me adulting? Yes, I've answered yours already. you caught that one. My mother and family were very fortunate in the Virginia Beach area. A lot of their neighbors were not fortunate. Ted, I haven't heard of anybody sending you to your RV in a Black Hawk. I'm a little worried they're going to try to take me in a black SUV. BB, amazing rates are being hiked as we have a financial crisis. No, it is interesting, and it's a lot of it because these classroom trained economists they've never spent enough time in the real world to understand how things work, and they make a lot of presumptions that are false. They make a lot of decisions based on false presumptions. We're seeing a skewflation, stagflation, and they're looking this, and one, commodity prices, all prices have been suppressed by changes in market efficiencies over the last 20 years, 30 years, be more accurate. A great example would be car dealerships. Car dealers used to, auto manufacturer would create it. They would sell to a auto distributor. That distributor would sell to the dealerships. Then the dealership would sell to you. So there was extra layers in the supply chain. And supply chain efficiencies and just-on-time deliveries changed a lot of that, because you would have to have huge inventories in order to make things work, and we didn't have the infrastructure to move things from Detroit to Florida in less than 24 hours if somebody, had a big shipment of cars. So it would go to a regional, it would sit on a regional lot, and it would go to the dealer. So over the last 30 years, we've been cleaning out inefficiencies in supply chains. Companies used to have to store millions and millions of dollars of inventory and parts. Now they don't have to. Now they'll have one or two storage facilities in the country, and they can plan on it getting shipped just in time, even an aircraft part quickly. So over the last 30 years, we've really been cleaning up pipelines. Meanwhile, prices have only gone up a little, but they haven't gone up as much as money has inflated. And so it's emboldened government to think that their policies haven't been affecting the bottom line or the cost of goods. It has been. The difference is everybody in business, we've been eating it by finding more efficient ways to deliver it. So we keep finding efficiencies to offset that overprinting of money. And now it's all coming home to roost because there's no more meat on the bone. We've cleaned all the meat. There's no meat, there's no fat, there's no nothing. There's just bone. It is down to the bone on the profit side. So now there's nowhere to go with those. As price increases happen, commodity price, it has to go to the consumer. There's nothing left to take out of the supply chain process. So it's coming home to roost. So you have decades of overprinting, poor monetary management to blame for it. I'm trying to simplify this conversation as much as I can for those folks that didn't study economics or don't find it just a tremendously fun hobby. This is a real world take on it. Also, remember that inflation, it's not mandatory. Inflation doesn't happen. Price increases go in a sound asset-backed money. Inflation is the market correcting for poor monetary policy. You don't have inflation unless you're overprinting or overprinting on purpose. They overprint. Their goal is 2%. That is so that over time they never have to pay back their national debts. They do it on purpose. It's called a tax on the poor. Call it what you want. It's not necessary. It's them literally taking advantage of you. It is them throwing a massive tax on you so that you don't save. So you spend your money in the now instead of later. They don't want you to save because it messes with their system. If we had asset-backed currency, guys, the only time you would see a price shift would be based on fundamentals economics like supply and demand. Oh, wait a minute. Suddenly everybody wants one of these. They're desirable. Your house value wouldn't go up unless maybe the school system improved near you, you renovated your kitchen, you added another room. It wouldn't just change. It would change based on other things. Maybe a massive company in your area moved out, so now your property values go down. It wouldn't just automatically go up because of inflation. That is not the value of property going up. That's the value of your money going down. All right. Total tirade. Did anybody understand where I just went with that one? Wait, it was late. So now you divide by the rate, not multiply. Wait, in order to come up with what it would be in dollars, to convert what that would be in your US dollars. What does it mean that Zimbabwe is announcing a new gold token? Zimbabwe has done more than that. What they have announced is that they are going to a digital currency, a blockchain. They can't just print more of it, that is based on a physical supply of gold that you can go and demand payment for if you would like, but you get to spend it like dollars. In other words, they announced they're going gold back. They just announced that they are doing it in an interesting way. They're doing it digitally. Each digital one represents a physical amount of gold. So they just announced they're going on the gold standard. All the worry about the Zimbabwe gold token / whatever, it's just how they executed doing that. I'm reading through. Thank you, Mark, fellow patriots. I've been trying to explain that very concept. Our dollars are worth, exactly, Navy vet. Our dollars are worthless, and that's why they're worthless. And there's so many things coming together at one time. It's the perfect storm of short-sighted, narrow-minded leadership. Well, then I got to throw in narcissistic too. MAGA girl, I want a Mercedes Maybach. Ooh, that'd be kind of fun. You can give me a ride. I don't want one, but I wouldn't mind a ride in one. In a Well, yeah, a lot of people are asking this question. Why is Trump in Scotland? We were always told that the commander in chief needed to be out of country when this went. Maybe he is the commander in chief. Is there anything in the Constitution that says the commander in chief has to be the person at the White House? Yeah, that's a good question, right? Hand five, you missed that. We did that in the first few minutes. Lori, hi, Mark. Driving yesterday. I am a Trump van with magnet stickers, and guy gave me the finger. Can't wait to get this done so he can smack himself silly. Can you remember when politics were civil? I mean, I have some very liberal friends, and we can still sit and have meaningful conversations. We can, spar over politics, try to make our point and understand each other's point. It's getting a little more difficult, a little more polarized than it used to be, but it still happens. The rest of the world, I mean, it's lost that ability to have the conversations. I mean, this may sound as a strange example, but just go back to the 90s when Newt Gingrich would go and sit down with Bill Clinton with a whiteboard and say, all right, this is what's important on my side of the aisle and what's important on your side of the aisle. And then they would try to find the in between. And no, that's not me giving huge kudos or anything to Bill Clinton. That's me just saying Newt was man enough to say, I got to suck it up. We got to find a way to find some type of in between. What can we agree on? Then let's move forward on those things. We don't seem capable of doing that anymore. We're too polarized from one to the other. We can't have a real conversation anymore. Everybody just takes their Tinker Toys and goes home. That's where we've gotten. Mr. Frausto, our birthdays do draw closer, and I see Kukla trying to skip out on that one because she's got birthdays in May too. I think she's trying to not let anybody know. Joe, I'd rather have. Joe just said we need a new show called "Pimp My Chair." I do. I mean, if I'm going to be physically challenged, I'd like to have a real cool chair. But I would rather have one called I don't know, maybe "Pimp My Med Bed." Angel, it's good to see you in here. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Birthdays. Let's do birthdays and then get Stacy Z into the house. A little more difficult. How many families don't even speak anymore beside mine? Yeah, guys, sound off. Youngest birthday is going to be May 21st. Let's see. Marine Corps, May baby. I love that one. There's only truth. All else is opinion. Yes, it is. Jack's birthday was the 6th. Please say special happy birthday to my beautiful son, Jose. He is 27 today. Happy birthday, Jose. Nathan, what is that number now? It used to be a set number. Now it seems to be whatever some regulator or the crash response team thinks it is. Is there a set number now before they halt trading, guys? Down 510. I mean, they're manipulating the heck out of it right now to keep it at only 510 down. I mean, they are buying, pushing the disaster or the crash response team is spending money, pulling money. The Fed is buying bonds right now. They're doing their level best right now to keep a crash from happening today. And for anybody out there that thinks otherwise, you are very uneducated and unaware of the market. 7% is what the OB is saying. That number is supposed to be 7%. I love this one. Pimp My Country is going to go on. They've been pimping it out. Now it's time to pimp it up. His mother's from Scotland. I wonder if it's some kind of service for his mother. That would make sense. All right, you birthday people. Granddaughter was 21 last week. Isn't that just neat watching the young folks grow up? Many awesome young folks. I know we like to beat on the generation, but I have met many, many, many that I think are going to do just great, great things. And I've met a lot of them that are going nowhere. But hey, we had those in my generation too. So they tell me it's your birthday. Well, happy birthday, darling. May you live, may you love, make all your dreams come true. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yeah, my voice is pushing it today. J Money, when they're losing their money, they halt it. I think you just summed up exactly how it works now. Speaker Carl Albert left Congress, stating it is no longer the Congress that he had grown up with. I wonder who that one is. Ah, Mary, happy heavenliest birthday to your dad. Or as my kids, Pops. Or all their friends on Papa Z. Ed, that would be a good date. My beautiful daughter turned 30 yesterday. Still can't believe it's been that long since I birthed her. Ellen, that means, my son just in October turned 30th, my oldest. Whew. Man, he was still a little towhead wearing a diaper and walling around with whatever fishing pole he could get hold of. When did this happen? And let's see. All right, I need to get out of here. I heard that the CIC would be taken down out of the way when, sorry, I just saw. Gigi, I'm not certain I understand. Maybe somebody can enlighten me. That's it. Let's do it. Mods, watch each other. Don't over moderate. Moderate each other. Anyways, let's have fun. Let's see. Hey, Mark, did Gone Fishing get put in timeout? I have not seen Gone Fishing in a bit. I don't know what to tell you. He wasn't in the office last night when I looked because I've been going through it like twice a day lately. Speaking of that, guys, there are so many of you that are trying to chat. You're not even in timeout. You're just being, we'll call it shadow banned or whatever. A lot of you guys are getting drop kicked from the stream, and it's not even you. It is I go back through it. Our mods didn't take people out, so I'm having to go in all the time. I think they're doing it as another way to cut down followings in rooms. They remove people on purpose to create animosity between the listeners and the viewers and the channel. I'm having to go in daily and pull people out. It is turned into just a complete nightmare on the moderation side. And then you've got the poor mods getting just screamed at by some people. I can't believe you took me out. And they didn't take you out. You just weren't that special. I mean, you're special to us and you're part of the community, but I think you understand what I said. It's because Becky, see, because I'm fat, right? You took me out because I'm fat. No, not at all. I won't fat shame you. I will push you to get in better shape, though. If somebody's out there like myself, I need to drive. Everybody needs to take their health seriously. Animosity, buck in the swear jar. Ocelot, it is shady business, and it is frustrating that they do it. I mean, the random, you could say one thing 100 times, and then they're going to pop you randomly when you said it 6 months ago, even though it's factual and accurate. There's no logic to how YouTube's running their business. And while it is a juggernaut and it's a monster now, a much more efficient contender will come along and take it down. You will see it happen. MySpace used to be the biggest. Facebook was the biggest. Now Facebook is losing traction. It's going to fall from grace. This is the cycle. This is how things work. So YouTube's time, and they have weaponized their monopoly on the streaming side of it. And it's going to cost them. It's going to pull them down. It's going to break them. It's only a matter of time. You can't run a business that way and expect to be there long term. They're just so full of hubris right now, they don't see it. Just like the US when they weaponize the dollar. Then they act surprised when the whole world de-dollarizes. Duh, you pushed them to it. You made it happen. U03 USMC. I think I'm on one YouTube. No, the main channel got pulled down. If you go to Trolling News Network, you will find us. Trolling News Network. You have to just look for that. Oh, wait. Oh, wrong one. I was trying to find it and show you guys what it looks like, the channel. Now that I found the right tab, I'll put it right over there. If you've been trying to find me on the normal one, we're over here. This is where we go every time we get drop kicked. Yeah, Rich, you can abuse your customers only for so long. Yeah, it's one thing when they shop there because they don't have any other choice. As people develop choices, it's going to happen. All right, let's get over this one. For those that would like to, I have the better half of the twins, and I am bringing her in right now as soon as she finishes drinking her margarita.
Nope, I was doing that last week. Trying not to do that today. I'm trying to dry out, but oh my gosh, I came back from beautiful 85, 86 degree weather to cold. I don't like it. I'm going to go to Puerto Rico with you.
Come on. Oh, I don't know how you people live up there in the Great
I
White
know.
North. I
It's
mean,
crazy.
when did you guys move to Fairbanks?
Fairbanks.
Just too cold up there for me. All right, Stacy Z, take it away. I'm going to put you
Okay.
on solo, and then I'll bring in your presentation when you're ready.
You can go ahead and bring it in. And good morning, everyone. It's nice to be back home. It's incredible to go on vacations, but it's even better to come home. The last time we talked about metabolic syndrome, and a couple of people asked about peripheral neuropathy. So, as promised, we are going to discuss peripheral neuropathy today. And it's a type of damage to the nervous system. Specifically, it's a problem with your peripheral nervous system, which is the network of nerves that sends information from your brain and spinal cord to the rest of your body. And there's multiple types. There's motor neuropathy, where the nerves that are damaged control muscles and movement in the body. There's autonomic nerve neuropathy, which affects the autonomic nerves, which control functions that you're not conscious of, like your breathing, your heartbeat, sweating, all that stuff. And then you can have multiple ones all together. So in sensory neuropathy affects all of your sensory nerves, which control what you feel, such as pain and temperature. So most people have peripheral neuropathy. They have numbness, pain, tingling, cramping, burning, just overall pain, not being able to feel things when they pick them up or touch them, not being able to sense cold or heat, and they can get off balance. They have dizziness and they have trouble walking. So it's like you're on pins and needles all the time if you have peripheral neuropathy. So what are the causes of peripheral neuropathy? Number one cause is diabetes or insulin resistance. So type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, hyperglycemia, whatever you want to call it, but sugar. Sugar kills the nerves. Also, oxidative stress, vascular disease. So I'm not sure if you can see in the presentation, you can see that the blood vessels are actually blocked up. That can cause the tingling and numbness as well. Vitamin and mineral deficiencies. The B vitamins are so important for your neurons and nerves and neurotransmission. Your lifestyle, diet, or exercise levels. Kidney or liver disease. If you've been injured, genetics, there are certain diseases like Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease that cause it. Viruses and infections such as chickenpox, shingles, oh goodness, and there's lots of people dealing with shingles these days. Herpes, Epstein-Barr, Lyme's, HIV, AIDS will also cause it. Autoimmune diseases can cause it as well. Thyroid issues, Sjogren's syndrome, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and toxins and pollutants are very bad about causing the issue as well. What are those? Alcohol, smoking, and heavy metals. And we don't realize it, but we take a ton of heavy metals in when we eat, mainly because of all the weed killers and stuff that they put on our food. Lack of sleep, medications. There's actually statins and chemotherapy drugs, seizure drugs, and blood pressure drugs that can cause it as well. So how can we help it naturally? Believe it or not, there you can reverse it. So if you have less than 85% damage, you can actually get up to 100% of your nerve sensations back. So how do we do this? Diet and exercise, because the number one cause of peripheral neuropathy is high blood sugar. You've got to get rid of the sugar. Protandim NRF2 can help because it gets rid of the oxidative stress, the inflammation, and detoxifies. Protandim NRF1 helps because it gives mitochondrial support, which gives energy and cell health, and it helps with axonal transport, which is very important for getting food and energy across all of your axons. They transport everything. I'll go more into that on a different slide. But then your protandim NAD helps because it helps with autophagy, energy, and the SIRT1. Omega plus, oh my goodness, omega-3 is so incredibly important for your nerves because it helps protect the myelin sheath and can help repair it, and then helps with the immune system, inflammation, brains, and eyes. My little miniature schnauzer just broke in. Sorry. Yeah. And then very important, vitamins that support nerve and neurotransmitter health. Alpha lipoic acid, acetyl L-carnitine, B vitamins, B1, so your thiamine or benfotiamine. I always have a hard time pronouncing that. Thiamine is a natural version. The benfotiamine is a synthetic version. B6s, but you've got to be very careful about how much B6 you put in because it can actually cause nerve issues. And B12, methylated forms for bioavailability are very important. And then vitamin D3, we discuss that all the time, how important it is. Vitamin E, calcium, magnesium, potassium, copper, iron, and sodium are also all very important. And one I accidentally left off of here is chromium because it's very important and can help you regulate your insulin levels. Probio, believe it or not, probiotics, very important because gut bacteria make over 30 neurotransmitters, including dopamine, serotonin, and GABA. So very important. And we also have brewer's yeast in our probio, which is very important and helpful for peripheral neuropathy as well. So what else can help? Cardio for life. I was just showing you in that picture previously, if your blood vessels or your arteries are blocked, then you can't get the blood flow, which you've got to have. And then you could also use, I think Dr. Rich put a really good article about nattokinase on his site the other day. So nattokinase is very important and can help with that too. The really nice thing about cardio for life, though, is it really gets your nitric oxide levels up, which is very important for helping with peripheral neuropathy. And then, of course, there is, you can use over-the-counter creams like capsaicin, which is just, it's cayenne peppers. And then, of course, you always want to go to the CBD gurus and use X-Freeze. That's very helpful too. or biofreeze, and then massage. You can actually, if you're sitting down, you can do calf pumps and stuff if you have a lot of neuropathy in your feet. You can get water bottles actually and freeze them and then use them and roll your feet on them, and that will help as well. Okay, so how does NRF2 help? So activate your health with Protandim NRF2 Synergizer. Peripheral neuropathy is caused by high levels of oxidative stress and inflammation of cells and vascular dysfunction. So it's extremely important to activate your body's own production of powerful antioxidants to fight oxidative stress, inflammation, which attacks the small nerve endings. So NRF2 reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days and 70% in 120 days. It activates the production of superoxide dismutase by 30%. And why is SOD so important? Without SOD, you don't get glutathione, which is so very important. It also activates the production of catalase by 54%, another huge antioxidant. The activation of SOD and catalase activates the production of glutathione by over 300%. And glutathione is your immune system and your body's detoxifying agent. It enhances gene expression by 68%. It neutralizes over 1 million free radicals per second, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Nothing else does that. It's the only natural product proven to extend the life of mammals by 7%. And that is proven and by the National Institute of Aging. It also supports the natural ability to repair and rejuvenate cells, activates survival genes, of which we have about 400 in our body. It supports all three parts of the immune system, the barrier, the innate, the adaptive, and it helps the body repair mutated genes. It minimizes inflammation and fibrosis while repairing and rejuvenating cells. It detoxifies genes, keeping the genetic blueprint intact. Supports a balanced and diverse gut microbiome, which is very important for those neurotransmitters. Helps with respiratory and sinus health, and helps with athletic performance and recovery. It's why I can run circles around younger people on the tennis court. So oxidative stress, why is it so bad? It's your cell's worst enemy and is linked to peripheral neuropathy as well as inflammation. So if you flip the NRF2 switch to regulate oxidative stress and inflammation, your body won't look like all these pictures over on the side, rusting out from the inside. And you've got to have SOD, the superoxide dismutase, the catalase to make the glutathione, which helps fight everything in your body and increase your immune system. Okay, so why is glutathione so important? I know we talk about it all the time, but we just have to reiterate. There are many toxic and harmful substances that are exposed in everyday life, as well as insulin resistance, diabetes, autoimmune disorders that have been linked to peripheral neuropathy. Elevated oxidative stress levels and toxins require considerable amounts of glutathione for detoxification. These are all the different, low levels of glutathione are linked to crazy amounts of diseases. Neuro diseases, cardiovascular diseases, immune diseases, cancer, thyroid, pancreatic issues, all kinds of skin diseases, gout, infertility, it's just your eyesight, all kinds of stuff. But essentially, that glutathione is a natural detoxant and can help clean up all the stuff that gets put in our body that we don't even know that we're putting in our body. Like Tylenol, it's awful for you. Other pharmaceuticals, chemotherapy drugs, they just kill the body. Heavy metals, we don't even realize it. They did a big study in the seasoning that we use. There's lead. They found huge amounts of lead in seasonings. So it's in everything that we get. So just protect your body, protect your nerves. And the really great thing about taking the NRF2 is you're fighting free radicals every second of the day. You're literally fighting one free radical to a million every second of the day instead of 1 to 1 when you drink wine or take vitamin C or such. So it's much more potent together. And why is it so important to take it together? It is scientifically proven that when you put all the ingredients, the ashwagandha, bacopa, green tea, cucumber, or turmeric, and what's the other one? I just had brain fart. Anyway, when you put them all together, they all work in a very specific way. If you take them separately, they don't work as well. And another very important thing, if you take Protandim NRF2, do not take those products separately because it will mess up your activation. Very important. Okay, so how does NRF1 help? So you've got to activate your cellular health, and mitochondria are the powerhouse of your body's energy, which power everything from your heartbeat to your brain cells. And when mitochondria do not have enough power, neurons misfire, leading to dysfunction and disease. Without healthy mitochondria, axonal transport of mitochondria, lipids, synaptic vesicles, proteins, and other organelles to and from the neuron cell body does not function properly. This process is widely regarded as essential for nerve development, function, and survival. So you've got healthy green, your body batteries charged all the way up, your neurons are firing, your axonal transport and your tubules are working properly, getting the signals and your energy to the right place. If your body battery is empty and on red, your system is broken down, it's not working, the nerves aren't getting the signals that they need. So with NAD, very important. It's found in all living cells and is critical for regulating cellular aging and maintaining proper function for the whole body. Sirtuin activity declines as we age, roughly about 60%, and is further exacerbated by obesity and sedentary lifestyles. But Protandim NAD Synergizer has been shown to double sirtuin activity in 24 hours. Why are these important? Sirtuins are a group of signaling proteins that play an important role in managing healthy cellular functioning, the aging process, supports cardiovascular, metabolic, and cognitive health by clearing out cellular waste. One of the key pathways that is impaired in diabetic peripheral neuropathy is the energy sensing pathway comprising the NAD, the nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Wow, I'm out of practice. I shouldn't have gone on vacation. So when you increase your NAD plus and your SIRT1 activity levels can help prevent and reverse diabetic peripheral neuropathy. Sirtuins deliver whole body benefits and are dependent on the NAD molecule as they are unable to carry out their duties without NAD. NAD regulates the creation of new mitochondria and turns nutrients into energy. They also delay the shortening of telomeres in your DNA caps, support healthy longevity by slowing down cellular aging by aiding in DNA repair, very important, improve mental focus, concentration, positive mood, and motivation, support the body's healthy inflammatory response, suppress inflammation, very important, key role in inflammation by mediating the removal of damaged mitochondria. That's autophagy. They maintain existing healthy cholesterol levels and help protect against a decline in vascular endothelial function, support healthy vascular system, and joint health. So everything in the NRF2, the turmeric, the green tea, the bacopa, the milk thistle. That's it. That's what I forgot. The milk thistle. Do not take those separately when you take the NRF2. Everything in the Protandim NRF1, all natural. The L-acetyl L-carnitine that we were just talking about, quercetin, the alpha lipoic acid that's so important for nerves, grape extract, coenzyme Q10. The NAD is wasabi, olive oil, leaf extract, niacin, and theocrine. All natural ways to help your body. So why take all three of those products together for the Tri-Synergizer? So stacked together, they neutralize, energize, and revitalize. And when they all are taken together, you have a 1,700% increase in efficacy. And then to top it off, all those vitamins that I talked about earlier are in our new vitamins, Rise AM, Reset PM, and D3 Plus. And when you add those vitamins with the Protandim products, you get even better efficacy. Okay, how does Omega Plus help? Huge. Fatty acids are the building blocks of our cell membranes and fuel our muscles, including the heart, brain, and other vital organs. Omega Plus delivers a powerful 3-in-1 blend of DHA, which is for the brain, and EPA, which is for the heart, omega-3 fatty acids, omega-7 fatty acids, and vitamin D3 to support brain and nerve health, cardiovascular health, skin health, and the immune system. Fatty acids have been shown to provide nerve pain relief in neuropathy by protecting the myelin sheath, which is the insulating cover that surrounds the nerve cell. Fatty acids help maintain the integrity of the myelin sheath and support remyelination of damaged nerves. So, fatty acids also maintain and restore nerve function, protect nerves from toxins, support nerve regeneration, improve brain function, help control inflammation, and have a natural analgesic effect or anti-inflammatory effect. They help reduce diabetic neuropathy symptoms. So they actually did a study, and if you go to my Telegram, the Stacy Z Health and Wellness chat, there's a study in there on omega-3s. And if you take large doses, if you're having problems and everything that you're taking isn't helping, you can actually do large doses of omega-3s, and it will help within, like, sometimes it can take about 3 months, but that's the same for anything natural. You've got to let your body heal. You've done a lot of damage to it. You can't just take a magic pill and fix it. So the most important thing about our Omega Plus is it does not have omega-6 or filler oils, because those cause inflammation and they cause disease. There are a lot of studies coming out now about omega-6s, and because they are made with safflower oil and sunflower oils and such, they are not good for the body. They tear it up, they cause inflammation, they cause disease. Also, our Omega Plus is 100% traceable from boat to bottle, and the oils are extracted within 6 hours. Okay, how does ProBio help for nerve health? Gut bacteria make over 30 neurotransmitters, including dopamine, serotonin, and GABA. So the ProBio supports long-term gut health, which now we know that is very important for immune health. Supports optimal digestion, which is very important. So when you take all those vitamins and supplements, if you don't have good gut health, you're not getting the benefits of them. Helps restore gut integrity, because if you don't have gut integrity, you're getting disease. Wellmune, which is part of ProBio, is clinically proven to safely support your immune system. And its delayed release capsules survive the acidic environment in the stomach through your digestive tract to ensure the probiotics get to your small and large intestines where they're needed most. And believe it or not, 70 to 80% of our immune cells live inside our gut. So with BioTrack controlled release technology in Wellmune, it's scientifically advanced answer to gastrointestinal problems that doesn't come with unnecessary side effects. Best time to take ProBio is before you go to bed, so it makes it all the way to your lower intestines. Okay, where can you get all this stuff? There's Mark Z's QR code or his link, and then there's my QR code and his link. And just a list where you can find everything, all the NRF1 and NRF2, which is the basis and the most important thing, NRF2, are under intelligent aging. The heart health stack, which is what we use for the metabolic stack, which would be very helpful for peripheral neuropathy, you can find under stacks and bundles, and it is called the heart health stack. All the vitamins and Omega Plus are under the essential nutrients, and ProBio is under digestive health. So that is it, Mark Z. If you want to come back in, and if anybody has questions, I know you highlighted some, but I didn't get the chance because I was reading.
I was seeing, yeah, I'm trying to remember what some of them were. They were giving you some of their health issues. Their
Yep.
best bet, because I'll run out of time here in the next 3 minutes or so,
Yep.
is to
text me.
Yeah, exactly. Please text. I've got her number right there on the bottom of the screen. If you've got those questions, I mean, she's literally going to tell you what she thinks, whether it is NRF2, whether it's those, whether it's not one of our products at all.
Oh yeah.
Hers. She's going to be upfront with you and give you her thoughts. No, she's not a doctor. You can always ask your doctor his thoughts as well. But my husband uses Protandim for his Parkinson's.
That's awesome.
Start on a B1 protocol a few months ago. He's doing so much better. That is awesome.
Yay! Very good.
We have to thank Kukla for coming in and helping out Stacy Z during this one too.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Grumpy. Thank you, Shiny Shamrock. And most importantly, Kukla, for heading all this up and keeping me all together when I do these presentations. It's very much appreciated.
You're doing great. All right. I should wrap it right there, though, guys. Okay. I've got a string of afternoon appointments to take care of.
Yes. Awesome. Very good.
All right.
Well, happy Twinkie Tuesday, everybody.
That's right. I like Twinkie Tuesday.
Yeah.
Looks like there's 2 in a pack or something. All right, guys.